We should be live. Can we see it? Can we see it? We should be live, people, right? Give me a second until I can see the chat here real quick. Why it's not going live? Why?
Oh, my video changed on the thing.
It did? Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's live. Welcome, guys, to another Monday. Ooh, out of breath. My dog decided to. Hey, bro, I need to go out, man. Like a minute before the show, so I had to take him out. Apologize.
I think
for
he
that.
would know our schedule by now.
Right?
Yeah, how
Right.
rude.
Inconsiderate.
Inconsiderate.
Totally.
So, I think he was waiting for that. These dudes are gonna go live in a minute. Hey, by the way,
Let
I
me
need to
hold it in till then. He's sitting there like this.
Anyway, welcome in, guys, to another Monday in Operation 11 Charlie. Guys, I see a bunch of people already in the chat. Thank you so much for being here with us. I see Kevin Gibbs, Emily, good to see you. It's been a minute. Fish and Bill, good to see you here, brother. JNXRC, Adams Playing Ground, Jeff Skirkis, welcome in. Chris, welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. I see Larry there. Truck Crawlers RC, Dennis, Rob Gunning. Thank you guys for being here. My goodness, trying to catch my breath. In a second, some coffee. So what we got going on, guys? Today we have a special guest. It's one of our reps, from newest reps here from California. No, that guy behind you. So we'll be talking to Eric a little bit more about Gen 6, all that stuff. So we'll be with Eric in a few minutes. I see a bunch of guys here already. Big Red Tony, welcome in. Gems Hobbies, welcome in, guys. The Tank RC, welcome, brother. Says one of my favorite batteries they use, the Gen 6. Awesome, love that.
Hey, mine too.
Yes. Team Green RC, welcome in, brother. Good to see you. South Florida RC, welcome, my brother. Good to see you. I need to go down there. To Auto Command, man. Good to see you, my brother. It's been a minute. Good to see you guys. A lot of people here. Who we got? Sparks. Who Sparks? I approved somebody in there. Who Sparks? I'm afraid now. Oh, Sparks.
My wife always uses my computer.
After I approved it, right? I said somebody's in the waiting room. Who in the world Sparks? Welcome, Jake. Good to see you.
Also,
brother.
my wife is a Girl
Jake.
Guide leader, and yeah, she uses my computer.
Jake, it was one of those moments, oh my God. Welcome, brother. So what I was saying is what we got going on, guys. Next week, right? If I'm not mistaken, I was telling the guys that I was thinking I had like 2 weeks. We got the Win a While 4th, right? For that is an event in Georgia on Flat Rock in the Fort Benning area. Georgia Rock Zombies, they do that every year. So we'll be there. We have some of our guys there from a chapter from Georgia and Alabama will be there, and some of our guys from Florida may be there as well. So looking forward for that. And right after that, that's an event that I want to have more information on. Is Crowpalooza, that is in Texas, right? That's another event that we are planning to go as well. That's in April. And right after that, in May, right? We have a Beat the Creek. So a lot of our guys are going out there to Beat the Creek. So we are looking forward for that. Oh, Jeff Skirkis says he just got the permission to head to Beat the Creek. So that's awesome, bro. So awesome. We're gonna see Jeff out there. Looking forward for that, brother. Looking forward for that. Anything else that we forgot to mention before we go to our special guest? Anything else that we forgot to mention? Hold on. Shout out. What is it? True North. huge shout out to them. They send us some amazing stuff at USD, right? Thank you to our brothers from GCN. They brought their stuff from True North. They did that one of a kind canoe. I know you guys
Yep.
saw that stuff, right?
That thing's awesome.
It was beautiful, man.
Yes.
So one of a kind. A huge shout out to our brothers from Canada, True North, and some other stuff that they sent. We are very grateful and happy. Actually, a fellow veteran from Operation 11 Charlie and his wife won that. So that is awesome.
On that note too, Nick Barber.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Nate Barber, our USD. I think he does this every year, right, Jeremy and Matt? If I'm not mistaken, the RCs that he gives away for kids at the event. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a yearly thing that he's been doing.
He does. Yeah.
At
Every
least
year.
right.
Yeah.
So you shout out to Nick. They asked us, hey, Javier, how many kids you guys have 10 below on your group out there on the base camp Operation 11 Charlie. So we told him the amount, and everybody, all of those kids got a RC from Nick, Orlando Hobbies, right? So thank you so much for Nick Barber. I really appreciate that. Radioactive, brother. Welcome in. Good to see you here. Good to see you. Dirt Coyotes. Lance's in the chat. Dad is in the chat, Obi.
I see him. Hey, hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. Good to see you, Dad. So if you guys don't know, that's
RV Dad.
Yeah, that's our RV Dad from California. One of our reps there from California. We love him. We call him our RV Dad.
He makes sure that everything is still running, and we have plenty of water and stuff like that. He's a good guy. Very helpful.
You got 30 seconds to take a shower. It's like, well, this army shower. What's this?
You got 30 seconds?
That is, yeah. It's
Pretty nice guy.
I thought I was back in the field or something. I said,
Javier filled the waste tank in one shower, they said.
I did, yeah, I did. Well, one of our guys, we had to. Oh, it was a scary night because we had to rescue one of our guys out there because he was about to drown in the shower because the water was too.
You know, it's a whole 4 or 5 inches. It was
A whole 4
it was
5 inches.
crazy.
It
Crazy.
went- yeah, it got scary. It got scary for a minute, so we had to wake up. We had to do something, you know. You okay? We got you. You know, love you, much love. You know, he had that. So
He's gonna come on here and go off on us. Anyways,
captain, let's move on. So the captain, what ass. Oops, my bad. It's flooding. Lance's there. It's floating. Oh, help! I need help. My bad. Well, look. Anyway, that's part of the stuff that happens behind the scenes when we're together. So that's a little bit of a story out there from Axel Fest, California last year. So what else? Oh, we got some stuff. Obi, I don't know. You wanna? We'll be posting some stuff, guys. Updates from our website, right? That we continue to work on all that stuff. That we want to make sure that everybody understands step by step what goes on in Operation 11 Charlie, since we do the first contact with that veteran all the way to the induction ceremony and what it requires to. So the guys are working into having that step by step, right? So there will
Yeah.
be no.
yeah. As
Right.
of today, we have something on the website. But like we you know, what is it called? Trying them out and stuff like that, seeing if there's any mistakes and everything. So, but yeah, you guys are welcome to jump on there. If anybody's looking to become part of the or an inductee, part of the organization, you guys can go under, what is it, contact, and become an
Yes.
inductee. And
Yes.
right there it has pretty much the process on how to. We just gotta work through it, and the more people we get, I guess, the easier or faster is going to be to identify any problems or anything like that. So just bear with us, and definitely go on there if you're trying to become a part of Operation 11 Charlie. So
And we're very grateful. We had a bunch of inquiries this past, I'd say, weekend, I believe. So
yeah,
thank you guys for reaching out. Again, we have a waiting list. Just be patient. We come with us. Become, if we don't have a rep within 2 hours with that veteran, it's going to be almost impossible for us to take care of that veteran, right? Because we focus on that one-to-one relationship with that veteran, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
so,
there's something on that. I mean, it's not just an organization, a family. We get together, we go out on the trails. So like you're saying with that 2 hour, if it's over 2 hour distance, traveling 6 hour round trip to meet up, it's hard.
yes. And you got to remember, all of these guys are volunteers, right? They got the daily life, daily job. So that's why we need to have at least that 2 hour, window for between that veteran and that rep. Most of our guys are veterans that reach out. They're willing to do the travel, right? But uh, just want to put that out there, guys. Just be patient. Eventually, as we keep working hard, we will have more reps. We will have more chapters, right? And we will be able to take care of more veterans, right? Just one veteran at a time. So just be patient with us. This is very personal for us. So on that note, I think that's it. Anything else that we forgot to mention before we go to Eric and start talking about our
I was
one of
gonna
our
say
sponsors?
about the greetings. Was everybody have a good weekend?
Oh, you're right, man. I'm
You
telling
jumping
you.
straight to Eric. Eric's like,
Bro,
I need time.
no, it's that coffee, bro. I'm telling you, it's that hydraulic fuel right here.
I felt special for a second. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he wants to
So
talk to me so badly. I love it.
yeah, right. But Jake,
you
how
are
was your
special,
weekend, brother?
Eric.
I was too busy diggling myself out of all the snow.
The whole weekend?
More or less, yeah. Every time I get somewhere, the snowplow would come by, put it all back, and I'd have some choice words that I can't say right now. But
uh, got you, bro. I think Ovi is in the same boat out there.
yeah, I think
Well,
Ovi actually has it worse than me, so I can't complain too much.
Not this weekend. Not this weekend. I didn't care about it. I just drove over it. I said, I'm done with it for this week.
that's why you need a 4x4, especially cylinder and above, not a four. Okay, so Jesse, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was short. I only get a day.
What?
But well, yeah, because I work Saturdays.
You're
So I
right.
Sunday. So it was good. I mean, Cooper's sick, so I had to deal with that, mom life.
Oh,
I got a little bit of trail time in yesterday, not a lot.
okay. Were you able to resolve the Cooper's thing with the doctor? Find a
Not
new one?
yet. I'm struggling to get tonsils removed because he literally has like golf balls.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he's sick all the time. So I'm working on it.
Prayers for buddy Cooper.
Oh, Cooper.
Jeremy, how about yourself, brother?
I worked all weekend.
You did
Yeah, nothing exciting.
nothing. The whole week, and then this weekend as well. Coming up, you working?
Yes.
Ouch.
It's going to be a long 2 weeks.
Ouch. Let me see here. Jeff Kirk, it says 17-hour drive, one way to have once in a lifetime experience at USD awesomeness meeting. Some crazy cool O11C vets is price. Bro, Jeff, it was mutual. And all the guys here, all of our reps, they were very happy meeting you and very excited hanging out with you, brother. So the sentiment is mutual, bro. So we're very, very excited at that.
Definitely.
Soon we'll be inducting Jeff, and it just 17 hours, and now he's going to be the Creek as well in a couple of months. So that's awesome. How was your weekend, Eric? This is the rep Eric, not the Gen says Eric. Okay. How was your
Oh,
week?
No, we're
okay.
not talking to
Hold
him.
on, hold on.
We're not talking to Jen Nace
There
right
we
now.
go.
There we
There
go.
you go. There you go. No, yeah, my weekend was good. My daughter was sick for a week, so uh, she was getting better towards the end of the week. So we finally got a chance. We actually have season tickets for the local soccer team here, the Earthquake. So if anybody's a soccer fan, we have season tickets, and it was a home opener. So wifey, my sister, and I got a chance to get out there. Usually we take my daughter, but with her just getting better, we didn't want to risk it because it was cold. So left her with grandma for a night. Went and watched some soccer, and then had a kid's birthday party, hoping baby doesn't get sick again on Sunday. So that's dad life.
It's the best life.
The best
It
life.
is. Oh, it
Right.
is. I'm sure. I mean, what time is it? 5:30 around here. So they'll be walking in. You guys remember my daughter from last week? She's gonna be over here waving at everybody because she loves the camera. So if you haven't seen my daughter, you probably will. And if you haven't been to a California event and seen my daughter, you probably will because she's the little one rolling in the Jen's Ace booth in the dirt and then coming up and going more when she wants Gatorade. So,
Awesome,
got to keep
awesome.
those electrolytes up.
Definitely, brother. I love that. I love that family environment. I love that. Real quick, says the Scumbag RC. Look, fellow veteran in the chat. I see Frank Hayes, one of our veterans here as well. Welcome, Frank, brother. If I miss anybody that came in, thank you for being here with us. Scumbag RC, look, bro, they have in Utah, they have that comp going on, right? And they have it's north versus south, right? If I'm not mistaken, they have that going on, and I guess they have the final after that. It's going to be in the center of Utah. It's going to be the next few months or so, I believe, all the way to the summer. Look, if you please can put any information that you can share here with us, we really appreciate it. So anybody that is close to Luke and the boys out there, Wes Desser, Willer, everybody out there from Utah, that's a nice. They do this just some crazy crawling out there. You guys haven't had the chance to go there, man. That's a must. That's a must. That's a place that you guys need to put on your schedule if you want to go have some crazy crawling. I'm trying to share some stuff, man. Huge shout out to Donut Boy RC, right? Oh, finally, I found the pic. Have you seen those pictures, Eric? Those crazy guys. Let me show. He's a fellow veteran, right? And then let me see. I can share this real quick with you guys. Uh, quick. Now, let me know you guys can see it. Yeah, you guys see that? I lost everybody.
No, not yet.
No, I don't see anything.
Oh,
See you, OV.
I see you right here.
There we go.
You guys see this?
Yep,
So this is
that was
this.
really cool.
Yes, amazing stuff. This huge shout out to a fellow veteran, a fellow brother that's Donut Boy RC. Check him out at an Instagram. He just some crazy paint scheme he did here. Um, they're gonna do. The guys are doing this. If I'm not mistaken, they're gonna be raffling this off. You guys can read here. This the cliffhanger cap Operation Lim Charlie in the North versus South series here in Utah. So they gonna do some raffles for in behalf of the Operation 11 Charlie guys. Just check him out. All this stuff, just some crazy. Donut Boy RC. Check him out on Instagram. Just crazy build. I love that follow me stuff and just awesome, man. Amazing job he did. Check him out. Check him out. So I love that. So right there, look. Let me see. I could share his. So you guys can follow him or check him out. So right here, now copy paste. Got it. So okay, look is saying the first and third weekend of March, April, and May. Finals being first weekend of June, guys. So that's again, it's some awesome stuff. These guys they do these events right yearly, but during the year they do a lot of more stuff in that location, man. It's just some crazy crazy crawling out there. Beautiful stuff, good people, awesome people. So make sure to check them out. Check out also Scumbag RC, Luke, fellow veteran as well. So that's good stuff right there, man. Matt, how was your weekend, brother?
It was good. I got yesterday went out and hit the trails for a little bit, then hit the rocks. Got to play with some different trucks. It was beautiful weather, I think mid-50s, 53 maybe. So it was a good time.
Man, why are you rubbing it up, bro? I'm at like here 80s, close to 90s. That
Said we got a bunch of snow and a bunch of heat. We're right in the middle. We're good.
Let me show this right here. I think this is one of our guys. Let me see. This is one of our veterans, man. This is what it's all about, right? I want to make sure that I have the. Now, let me see. This is the last picture. I want to share something here with you guys here, real quick. So this is what it's all about, guys. With our veterans from the Operation 11 Charlie, right? Our family, all veterans in general. So this is one of our Larry, one of our veterans have been working on, especially not to be 2-3 years at USD. So he's working on this stuff right here. That he's doing, man. Look at it, all the stuff that he's working on. Oh, let me see here. This one right here. Look at that, all the stuff that he's working on. This looks awesome, Mr. Larry. So that's what it does, guys. This is all about the therapy that does for us and for our guys. So you shout out Larry for this. This is his collection, stuff like that. So you shout out to Larry. I love it. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So in that note, I think that's it, right? We talked to everybody about their weekend.
Yeah,
so
that's it, guys. Everybody have a good weekend.
Take
See you
care.
guys next. See you guys next week.
Take care. Look at that baby girl. God bless her, man. That's awesome. Beauty. Hey, how you doing? You know what?
No.
There she is.
Let's see who gets the wave.
There she is. Hi.
Oh.
So, hey.
Waving at me.
Right. So now let's go with our special guest, Mr. Erick from Gen Says. Erick, welcome in, brother. A lot of people know about you. If you don't know about Erick, he's gonna talk a little bit about yourself real quick, Erick. All the way to Gen Says, and it's your show.
Yeah. So I'll make sure I'm. Yeah. All right. I thought I was muted. Yeah. So my name's Erick. I work for Gen Ace Batteries. I am the marketing guy. I'm the marketing coordinator there, and I do all the events for them. So pretty much my daily is, I try to put out the content on the social media. I help with the product development at Gen Ace. So anything you've seen in the last, I'd say year and a half, I've had some part in doing. I mean, obviously we have an amazing team at Gen Ace that we are constantly trying to innovate and just get better and put out amazing products for you guys. But I like to think I'd have a good chunk of what goes on there as far as what comes out. So they really rely on myself because I'm out at these events and I'm kind of talking to people and getting firsthand experience as to what the RC community really needs in a battery. And so my input, that's where my input goes is, so I'll be like at UST, I had a full, list of things of, either suggestions or things that I've noticed that I go back and I report, and then we try to figure out if we can implement them into our line or if we can create something to fill that need. And so that's what I do. And yeah, I get to go out and play with RCs and meet amazing people like yourselves and, just enjoy the finer things in life.
I'm here trying to look as you talk about Gen Say, all that stuff. I'm trying to look for the website here real quick so people can see it and we could post it here.
Yeah, so the website for the people that are watching right now is Gen Tattoo. That's our American website. We are an international company, so we have a office in China. We have an office in Germany. So we are international, right? So we have kind of input from all over the place, just because those are 3 big markets in the world. But pretty much here, the U.S. office handles pretty much all of the Western Hemisphere. So all the way down to the tip of Brazil, all the way up to Canada. That's our territory. So anything that comes out of this side, it comes from the U.S. office, which is really cool. It's nice to have something that's designed here in the U.S. and kind of build for people here for what we need here in the U.S. So we have a lot of American input into it, which is always really cool. You want to go down?
That's
All right.
awesome. So this is some of this is the website that I already shared, guys, at the
Yeah.
here on the chat. James Hobby says, Eric, can you give an option on the? We'll go back, guys. Post your questions, right? Post your questions. I know Eric will get to them. We'll get them. Make sure Eric gets to answer those questions real quick.
For
So,
sure.
Eric, how long you been with them? You've been there a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So I was actually a team driver for Genzace for I'd say 3 years before I actually came on as a marketing coordinator, and I have been with the company. My 2-year anniversary is actually April 1st, so officially part of the marketing team, not just a team driver. So I think that kind of gives me a really cool perspective because I've ran the batteries in the past. I believe in the product, which is what makes my job way easier than it than really should be. I it's kind of a cheat code because I ran the products for years. I was part of the original beta team for like the adventure packs. I was one of the guys that kind of got them a little bit early to try it on the crawlers when they first came out. So I've really had a good relationship with Genzace for years. They would have me come out with my podcast, URC Hangout, to do events when they couldn't fill the booth. So I have really good working relationship. And the biggest thing, like I said, is I stand by the products. I can confidently kind of talk to people about them and tell people why I love them. Obviously there's millions of battery solutions, and I can give people my honest opinion as to why we are the best and one of the best, and will continue to be so.
That's good. Gustav there says, let me see here. Matt Hassan says, what's up, Eric, my dude?
Moose.
Welcome, brother. Good to see you here, man. Welcome, Matt. So I see you have some new product, right? That came in recently, right? That you want to talk about, Eric?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I think over the last year or so, one of the cool things is we are the manufacturer of our battery. So every Genzace battery that you see, we actually make in-house. And so we really are proud of, we have our own engineering team. We have everything, the capabilities to make our batteries. And over the last year or so, we've decided to dip into the charger market. That's something that we never really tried because we weren't, we like making stuff. We don't like getting stuff made for us, right? And so we never really jumped into it. So we actually acquired all the the engineering team and the facilities to be able to manufacture chargers, and so we kind of started to dabble in the charger market. I started with the IMARS 3, and we've had chargers in the past, but like I said, they were kind of more testing of what we could do, and now that's the IMARS 3 right there, and that was our first real step into the market. And ever since then, we've come out with our IMARS Dual, and more recently, we have our IMARS Mini, which is kind of gearing up to be one of my favorite chargers. And it's kind of weird because it's weird because I'm in these meetings and I'm telling people, I have to kind of have an unbiased opinion on things. Like I have to see things from other people's shoes because, originally the Mini was designed for more the entry level, so more for somebody that's, they just bought an RTR and they need something a little bit more cost effective. And I've been in the hobby for years, so I have all the way up to the iChargers that are the big expensive setups with everything. And I was like, I'm not really the target market, so I have to sit in those meetings and say, if I was new, this was my first charger, what would I want? What did I want when I bought my first RTR and then realized I have to buy a $40 battery and a $100 charger, right? What would have made that easier for myself? And so that's where the Mini came. And now that I've actually gotten a chance to run it and I took it to USC, I've been using it for a couple months now. It is such a cool charger. I can keep it pretty much in my pocket if I really need to. Some people saw me at USC. I was actually walking around with it in my pocket charging. I had it in a little LiPo sack, my battery. I had little small batteries, but I had a power bank and I was charging my batteries, walking around talking to people, which was a really weird experience. I've never walked around with my batteries charging like that. And it's just become such a handy little charger. It charges plenty fast enough for most of the stuff that we do, especially as crawlers. It's a small 5 amp charger. It is, I'd say I don't have one with me right now. I think I left them long off because I was telling the guys here that
We got one
my
right here.
personal chargers
we
actually
got-
ended up
Yeah.
breaking at UST thanks to TSA. There you
Okay.
go.
I was gonna
So
say,
it's really small.
this is a iPhone and that's the charger.
Exactly.
They're tiny and they work.
Yeah. And so one of my biggest philosophies, just personal, and I try to kind of embody that into the company, is I like making RC accessible to as many people as possible. If the hobby gets too expensive, if the hobby gets too hard, then it won't grow. There needs to be that avenue for people to be able to do things easier, whether it's a cost thing, a physical ability thing, or anything like that. I like to try and put that into the products that we'd make, and our team definitely is all for that as well. So we tried to make a charger that was simple, so that's why it's USB compatible. So all it needs is we put in a 65-watt power source, just because that's it's a little bit overkill for it, but it can be used efficiently. You're not going to have any issues with the power coming in, and you can use that same charger. If you have anything like an iPad that uses USB-C, laptop that uses USB-C, it'll work perfectly fine for those as well. I know some phones even use USB-C, so it works perfectly fine. Or the biggest reason for it was that you might already have a charger like that at home. I know I have a bunch of big 60, 80-watt chargers laying around for my laptops, and that's why we made an option that's $25 to just be able to get the charger itself without the power supply, to make it a little bit easier for people.
And this is the power supply, right, Eric? Here, I see that.
Yeah.
This is Android stuff right there, right here. Yeah.
Yeah. So most Android phones now are USB-C. Some still might use micro. I don't know, I'm my iPhone guy, so don't quote me on that. Don't get mad at me. But my MacBook uses USB-C. So like I said, I have those pretty much. I can see one right there. I can see one right there. So I'm able to, if it was me in that position, and that $15 could go towards maybe a better battery, then it gives you that option of kind of that flexibility of what you want to do with your money, and really gives, more importantly, the hobby shops a better opportunity of making that sale, right? Because that's also a big thing for us, is we want to make sure that we're trying to make our products in a way that they almost sell themselves, right? It makes it easier for that hobby shop employee to just say, hey, I know you're buying an RTR, this is your first one. This is a good option for you, in order to save some money while still having that quality, right? You're not sacrificing quality when you're, cutting back. It's just, instead of getting the power supply, you might have one at home. If they notice, oh, he has an Android phone, so he probably has a USB-C cord laying around, it makes it nice and easy.
I remember, Eric, I think it was either last year or a couple of years ago. And we were in California, and probably Axial or Program by the Fire, and you were walking with a tablet asking people what they thought about the charger, what it needs to change. You remember that? You were with because you wanted that input from everybody, what you guys may think that will make this better, what are your needs, and what you're looking for in a particular charger when you get a charger, all that stuff.
Yeah, so that was right around the time that our iMars Dual came out, and I think I did that for a solid, I want to say like 4 or 5 events throughout the year. So I know I did it at Axial Fest, I did it at RCX, I did it. So pretty much most of the summer I spent really just gathering information, talking to people that were at events. You saw it, we had giveaways, and all I needed was your input, because that helped us, right? I was giving stuff away. If you fill this questionnaire out, takes you maybe 2 minutes to do it. Most people are sitting there going, oh, these are interesting questions. I'm like, yeah, it's because we care what people want. We want to hear your input. We want to hear what people say, because you're the ones that are buying it. What's the point of making something if no one's going to buy it, right? And so we're really trying to do our due diligence and listen to the people and put out products that people want, in a way that's going to be, obviously we're still a business, so it's going to be beneficial for us. So I'm excited that information. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's, my boss is listening. I know you're home. It worked.
I love that. Especially us, right? While we looking because most of our guys are new to the hobby, right? We have a lot of veterans already in the hobby, but most of our guys are new to the hobby, so they don't know. That's why we even have a video on how to use a charger, whatever charger we're using, how to check your LiPo batteries, how to storage, all that stuff. And we always focus on safety first, like we always say in the military. But goes back to the simplicity of the charger and everything that is needed for that new person in the hobby, like balance charge, storage mode. At least that's what we're looking for that new person in the hobby, that we make sure if guys, especially when you go to hobby shop, get all that stuff, make sure you get all that info, how to use it, all that equipment, because that it will makes the difference between using it right, also making sure you don't burn your house down. God forbid, it happens.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and that's something again that we want to make sure that we're doing. So actually, over the last year, my boss and I worked really closely on making instructional videos for our IMARS Dual, and I think I did put out one for the IMARS Mini. I have a couple more because there's some technology in the Mini right now that people aren't able to use until some things kind of come in. So once those things kind of come out, your charger's already ready to do it if you have a Mini, which I'm really excited about. You don't have to go out and get something else. So on our Gen Z's Tattoo YouTube channel, there is a full informational series on how to use the chargers. There's a lot of information on batteries and kind of how we do it. And something that I really go into these meetings talking about, it goes back to when I said, I like making RC accessible for all. So there's a lot of design features in it that I take pride in, and my team takes pride in. Something that we talk about is just accessibility physically, right? And so making the buttons easy to use. There's some stuff that we haven't fully figured out yet, and I don't know if there's a solution that's going to work for everybody. But I try to do my best to make sure that whether it's if you have, I know myself, I have some issues with my hands where in the cold my hands almost don't work right, and so I have grip issues. I have my wife has heard me say some choice words because I'll be sitting there and I'll drop the TV remote out of my hand simply because I had no grip on it. And so mobility issues like that's something that my wife is an occupational therapist, so I do sit here and I kind of like, what would make that a little bit easier? What have you seen? And so we've worked together a lot on that. I'm thankful. I know she's listening over there cooking dinner. I love you. She's always my input on things like that. So we try to make sure that things are as accessible as we can. We're not 100% perfect. We're not 100% there yet. But every product that we come out, it kind of goes to that. And I know you and myself have had those conversations of, hey, do you think this would work? And I really do value that input from people of, I want to make sure that as many people can use our stuff as possible, because that means more people are able to get out on the trail or are able to get out on the track and enjoy this amazing hobby that we do. That's an escape for all of us.
I love that. I love that, Eric. I post there on the chat also the YouTube channel. They have Jen's Ace Tattoo, so you guys could check out some of those videos, how to's, and so that's good info right there. I think somebody was asking when we getting that RC hangout back again. They were asking for.
No, that's funny. We've been talking about that a lot actually. So the hangout will be back in limited forms throughout the year. I know myself personally, I have two projects coming out this year that I've already kind of started working on, where it'll be a little bit easier for you guys to kind of get a little bit of a taste of the hangout without it being the hangout. Jeff and Oscar and I have had that conversation of people want to listen to it, so we should really make an effort to put it out. But with myself working in the industry and traveling all the time, with Oscar working in the industry and traveling all the time, and Jeff has a really busy schedule with his work as well. We try to kind of accommodate everything. So we're working on getting a schedule going, but there are some projects coming out where I know Oscar and I will be recording an episode of this new project here in the next couple of weeks. So full video podcast coming.
We need to get you, Oscar, and Jeff here, bro. That's what we need to do. One of this.
I'll tell you this: if you do that, this is gonna be a 5-hour show
Hey, let's do
easily.
it. Let's do it, bro. I like. I know it's hard because of the time difference, all that stuff, but that will be awesome. One of these days we gotta work and have you all,
Definitely.
bro. RC Supremacists in the house. I say hi everyone. Jens Ace Powers, my passion as well. Been running their batteries for 7 years and dual Mars for 5 months. Love it.
Yeah,
Well,
yo, Brad is awesome. Brad has worked with us a lot as well, and the drift stuff is an avenue for myself. I come from the full size drift world, so it's something that I have a lot of love for, and I because Oscar, my brother, works at Red Cat, and with them coming out with the new drift car, that kind of revived my love for
yeah.
drift, and so I'm doing a lot of stuff locally here. So and Brad was a big part of that. I started watching Brad a couple years back, and he got me back into it a little bit too. So shout out to Brad, RC Supremacy. That's the homie right there.
Bro, he got me. I'm telling you, I want one of those, the tiny ones they has. That's crazy.
Oh, I
love
bought one last year and took it to USC, and I left it with him because I was like, you know what, Brad, I need you to do your thing. I need you to make this thing. I want it to have the RC Supremacy flair to it, So,
That's what's up,
you
bro.
know,
I love it. I love it. I love it. So South Florida RC, everyone's in the house today. Definitely, my brother. Definitely. Um,
I was
guys,
gonna say, you're talking about the chargers. I mean, the batteries. We ran tattoos, the 658 50s in the comp worlds, 4 years still going. But on your new batteries, you released with I don't want to call it a voltage meter, but your battery life indicator. And then it also has another feature. Can you explain?
yeah. So late last year, I believe we dropped our advanced line of batteries, and that was kind of our first kind of toe dip into the smart tech feature. But we wanted to come out with something that was a smart battery without having the dumb features, as people would call them. Because there's a lot of stuff with smart batteries that people don't like, whether it's the connector or whatever it may be. I've listened to all those objections, and I really wanted to our team wanted to come out with a product that people would actually use. And so it's kind of a half step between a regular battery and a smart battery. So it has your voltage meter, so it'll tell you how charged your battery is. But it does also have, you're able to see if you have, it has LED indicators that tell you the status of the battery. So whether you have a dead cell or there's an imbalance that's too far, it'll let you know, and you're able to diagnose, and it kind of helps us as well to diagnose that when we're doing warranty stuff. So if there's ever a need for you to kind of call us and say, hey, something's wrong with my pack, well, they can just press the button, take a picture of whatever LEDs is lit up, and then send that to us, and that helps us diagnose and be able to quickly get out. Okay, you don't have to plug it into a lipo check. You don't have to, just show us that, and you're able to really do that. And so we did that with our more bashing style batteries, kind of as a test, because I love my bashers, but they're definitely the ones that test our products to the max. And so whether it's durability or the use that actually in it, the power itself, they definitely know how to put those to work. And so it was very successful with our bashers, and we're really excited. So we'll be kind of rolling out a couple more things in the future. And we do also have our smart line of batteries that's coming out that is integrated with our new IMRs Mini. And so there's our advanced line, which has the kind of more simpler stuff, and then we have our G-Tech batteries, which are coming out, which are going to be a full smart battery. That is, there's only so much I could say, but it's one of those things where we've listened to what people may have, the reasons why people wouldn't buy other brands. I'm in all the forums, I'm in all the groups, and I see what people don't like about them. And a lot of the stuff that's out there is really stuff that, for us, because we're the manufacturer, isn't necessarily too hard to fix. And so whether it's price, whether it's anything like that, my goal is to have batteries that will have our smart options without necessarily killing your pockets, and without necessarily making you have to buy a full ecosystem full of stuff. So you don't have to go out and buy a new charger. You don't have to go out and do all these things to lose those features that some people may like. So it's, hopefully people see that and will take to it well. And I'm really excited. I know there's a couple of pictures of stuff out there already. I think, what was it? RC Driver might have posted something. I don't know. Maybe drive some people to these influencers that we work with. Might have been RC Car Action. Might have been RC Supremacy. I don't know. Go follow them. Go check it out. Go hunting for these magical batteries. That there's a couple out in the world right now that are kind of being tested, and we're getting a little bit more feedback before we actually do a full launch. Anytime that I get a new battery in, there's been the kind of research and development that goes into it. But before we actually go live with it, I think I'll have a battery for a couple of months. I'll usually get, it depends. I've gotten as little as 2 packs all the way up to maybe 100 packs. And I'll, depending on how many I get, I try to send them out to, either our team drivers, which is one of the perks of being a Gen Z team driver, is you do get that option to kind of help us test those things, or influencers or people that, kind of know how to put stuff to their in, like, through their paces. So we do work closely with a lot of people, and I try to make sure that our team drivers are taken care of first, and then kind of work with our influencers. So it's at that final kind of, I'd say we're still a couple weeks out before we can actually launch it, but everything's looking good so far. Just a couple minor things that we're just making sure that it's as perfect as we can before we launch anything.
Perfect. We
I
have
was
a
gonna
couple.
say something on you was talking. If you have the charger, so I'm not really spilling nothing. Something I like going through the years, you went from Dean's, you changed all your different plugs.
Yes.
If I'm reading it right, your smart part is in the balance side. So we buy these other batteries, we want to change to our connector, that takes that little wire out. You can't.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something that I can talk about. One of the things that I wanted to make sure was that, like you said, not everybody runs the same plug. I run XC60 on some of my stuff. I have stuff that's kind of older that still runs Dean's, and I'm too lazy to go and swap it over because I have Dean's batteries and whatever. But most of my stuff is XC60, but then I'll run the big stuff and it might be XC90, or it might be QS8, or it might be EC5. So there's so many connectors out in the world that we didn't think it was a smart way to go in adding that smart capability to the connector. So we did go through the balance port because it is similar. It's just one extra wire. So we actually ended up designing our own, in-house design. We went through as many, we probably went through like 30 different designs of this little balance cord or balance port, balance plug, because we wanted to have a good mix of, we wanted it to work. We wanted it to be sturdy, but we didn't want it to be a nuisance. So it is a little bit of a bigger actual balance plug, but not to the point where it's, it's too bad. So it's going to be a little bit bigger, but not too bad. And the way it's designed is that this balance plug can actually work with most chargers on the market. I haven't found one that it doesn't work with, but I like to say most because I know that I'll say all of them, and then there'll be that one guy that says, well, I have the, so and so charger that, and the one charger that I didn't test that it doesn't fit in. But it's basically designed to make the balance plug a little bit longer and a little bit wider in order to fit. And then it works. You can see it if you buy our new charger. Our new charger, kind of how it slots in. Sorry, my daughter's over here pulling on cords and stuff. But yeah, so we put it all into the balance plug and try to make it as seamless as possible.
Good. We have a couple of questions here. Then we go back. Matt, if you have more, anybody here on the panel, on the chat, feel free. Keep posting them, guys. We'll get back to them. But we have a question here from James Hobbies. James Hobby says, Eric, can you give an option on the 9,000 drag pack of XC60 or Q8?
So our drag pack was specifically designed for the QSA connector. So we do offer an option on our site in order to get a connector change. The XT, I'm assuming he probably means XT90. We thought about it and kind of decided most people that are drag racing at that level would probably go ahead and, if they're running an XC90, they probably have the capability to solder it on themselves. It's just something that not as many people, again, this is one of those things where sat at every drag race and I talked to as many people, and just the overwhelming majority runs QS8, and it just doesn't make sense to kind of have stock that would just kind of sit there with the XC90 when we could be selling them to somebody that has a QS8. Because if you run XC90 again, you probably have the capabilities, but if you want to solder QS8, it takes a lot of heat. It takes a lot to do. And if you don't do it properly, I think it's easier to go one way over the other. So I think the QS8 connector was one that we just kind of decided was kind of the more efficient plug. It was better for what we wanted to do with that battery. And it was easier to go XC90. If you needed to, then go QS8 if you needed to from XC90.
Awesome. James Hobbies, I hope we answered that question for you, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're a shop and you need us to, you need a custom order, and you have 10 customers that need XC90 or whatever the number is, send us a message. We're pretty good at working with people in that sense. We have Perry in our office, who's super awesome. He's our customer service department. And he also does all the in-house soldering. So we do connector changes in-house here in our Livermore warehouse. So we can definitely get you guys set up if there's a need for hobby shops out there to have different connectors.
Awesome. Love it. And there's another question.
Jeff had that question.
Which one?
Jeff, he asked, he said there's a lot of options for the arm infraction 6S BLX batteries. He said, can you help narrow it down to one or two?
Yeah, so anytime it comes to ARMA, my two favorite batteries are going to be either the Bashing Pros or our advanced line of batteries. So advanced line of batteries, obviously the pros are going to be just the extra, technology. It's easy. You can click a button, see how charged your battery is for the day. And one of the things I didn't say earlier is it actually has a self-discharge mode. So if you don't use it for 7 days, 3 to 7 days, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know the exact timeline on when it goes. But anywhere in that timeline, it actually starts to kind of put itself into self-storage mode. So you're not sitting around with batteries at full voltage that, again, could be a danger to your home. So I always like those, especially for the bashers. But the Bashing Pros have really good power. They're a little bit lighter, which is what I like. I'm a performance guy, so I like having, every millisecond of time and whatever I can get out of a pack. So the Bashing Pros are going to have just a little bit better performance, but they're pretty neck and neck. So if you run those, I think we have, and one of the bigger things there is that depending on what ARMA car you have, I know they come in a 6800, an 8000, and for 6S, I think 6S is just 6800. For 4S, so like if you're running an 8S setup, we have 6800, 8, and 8000. So there's more milliamp hour variety for the Bashing Pros. Whereas the advanced for right now, there's just 1 milliamp hour for each battery size.
Yeah, he is. He's one of our Operation Let Me Charlie Better. He's new into the hobby. I believe 6 months into it, and the armor he has, I believe, is the infraction.
Infraction, yeah. So you can't go wrong with either one. So if you're running 6S, I think I've run our 6800 advanced battery in our office armor infraction. I've had, I almost never have to charge it just because I don't use it that often, so the self-storage mode works really good for me because I'll charge out 2-3 packs and I maybe only end up using 2. So then it's nice and easy. When I go back to the office, put them back in the box, they just kind of self-discharge. And yeah, that's our Bashing Pro.
Bashing Pro. So this is one of them right here, right?
Yeah, and the Bashing Pros were specifically designed to kind of maximize the space in your ARMA car. So all you need to do is just remove 2 screws. There's a little stopper in your infraction. You just take it out, and it fits in there long ways. It keeps your weight nice down low, and it comes with an EC5 connector that is the stock connector on there. So there's no need for you to make a connector change.
Perfect on that. Sweet. Jeff,
I was gonna say, the artwork even you guys put into it. I mean, the basher, I run that battery. What are they? 6800s 3S for the SCX6. But on your advanced ones, they're flashy. They're cool. There was a company years ago that in the race world we used them when they were you paid for it. Where I can't remember. I think it was like $70 in that area. So good job on hitting the price and design.
Definitely, yeah. That's something that myself, we take a lot of pride in. The adventure and the bashing pro lines were kind of already established when I came in, so I've tried to kind of carry that stuff over into the advanced line, and some of the new things that are coming out. So we definitely try to, we want it to look good in your car, because I love seeing chassis shots with the clean wiring, and it breaks my heart when there's no battery in there, and it's even worse when it's like, it just doesn't look right or it doesn't fit the the aesthetic of the car. The battery's got to look just as good as if you're not fast, then at least you look fast. That's my philosophy. That's how I do my racing.
That's what's up. I love that. I love that. Also, I say, Chris, later. Take care, brother. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Any questions?
Raymond's asking about a 850 milliamp 4S. You guys have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this is something that is cool. I've been trying to kind of address this over the last year as well, is people sometimes don't realize that Tattoo is a part of Genzace. It's a brand that was created specifically for drones. We have anything from your tiny, $200 tiny whoops that are this big, all the way up to batteries that will work on, like, the Cal Fire drones that they use during the fires here in California, or cinematic drones that are used like to film movies, things like that. So Tattoo is a part of Genzace. So we use the Tattoo 850 4Ss in order to, a lot of the comp guys really like that battery. I'm, without saying too much, I know what batteries the comp guys like. My boss and I have had a couple conversations over the last couple months over, how to kind of get those in the hands of more people. And, there's a lot of people that they prefer saying I have a Genzace over a Tattoo, because, it does say Tattoo, it doesn't say Genzace on the pack, I believe. And so people, we like that brand loyalty. We like people that take pride in running the Genzace battery. So there may or may not be a similar solution with tweak specs for the comp guys coming to the adventure line.
I see there's
So-
Scumbag RC. Luke is saying Tattoo is the best crawler comp battery. I have used A50 3S pack. Works great.
They're tiny.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much the feedback. It's the right amount of power, right amount of C rating, right amount of capacity in order to run those shorter. You could still probably get 30 to 45 minutes out of a battery, if depending on how you are on the throttle. You could definitely get through a course or two in a comp scenario. But they're very cost effective. They're not super expensive, so you can keep a couple charged on you. You do one course, if you have to run to the next one, quick battery swap, and you're ready to go. So
Just
the thing for
size.
Yeah,
so the thing
That's
for the
an
tattoos
850
is
right
that
there.
A50.
and
Yeah, they are little. There's the XT60 compared to the battery. They are
Mhm.
small and they work great.
and something that's cool. Something that's cool. So my boss and I very much share this sentiment where we'll do this with our red line packs all the time, and I think him and myself drive ourselves nuts when people will, like, with our tattoo batteries. We love that people love those batteries, but we're just like, we sit there and we go, they're not designed for that. We can make something way better, right? And so it's not a, oh, you shouldn't use that. It's like, no, if they work, that's awesome. I'm so excited. But man, if I had known, I would have made it 10 times better. And so that's where we drive ourselves crazy, where we're like, okay, well, now how will we make it better? Because now people see that one. Now we're gonna implement those. And so we definitely do our best to try and do that. So we did that with, like, drag racing. People were using our red line packs. We actually won the second King of the Streets here in Las Vegas. So we were like, people are using our off-road buggy batteries, and they're working okay, but we could do it better. So then we came out with our drag packs. And so we've noticed that for the comp world. And like I said, we're gonna bring something to the adventure line hopefully this year that we'll really show you guys what we can do in the comp world as far as size, power, and everything in there.
It goes back to what Matt says, where you guys say, just, man, A50 milliamp 3S batteries, $15, bro. You
Yeah.
put a couple of those in your pocket, that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, originally that battery is 4 years old. It started when we all in the winch world in the comp. We used to put 1060s as our winch controllers. And literally, I was at a comp and a guy plugging it in. I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, this runs my winch." Okay, let's do it. And then next thing you know, it's what we're all. There's no weight to them. You're keeping your truck light. I mean, even your 2200, your basher pack. It's not. It's over double the milliamp, but not double the size. I mean, good job on the whole design of it, and like Javi said, the price point. I mean, and it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that's kind of our thing, and that's one of the biggest perks of us. We're the manufacturer, so there is no middleman cost that's kind of associated with it. So we kind of can pass those savings on to our customers, and we're able to design our batteries specifically for, we don't just go to a catalog and say, here's a 2S 1200 cell. Let's go ahead and put two of those together and put it. No, we say, what's the application? What are we doing? And then we have a full team of engineers that we communicate with pretty constantly. My boss is always on the phone with them, just communicating like, I needed to do this, this, and that. I needed to be these dimensions. I needed to do this. And they tell us, no, you're crazy, or okay, fine, we'll do it. And usually we get a couple, no, you're crazy. And then I think after the second one, they're like, all right, fine, we'll do it. And so it's led to some successful batteries so far. So, it seems to be working.
Just looking at this ones, you got that you mentioned already the red line tattoo 1550, bro, 4S lipo batteries, G squeeze 120 cc on those. It's crazy, and the price as well, $32 for that. And looks tiny as well, brother.
Yeah.
It's
And tiny is what we do. Tiny is what we do. That's the beauty of it. Again, we can make our stuff as lithium, kind of the technology gets better and better. We're able to make smaller packs with more capacity. And Jeremy asked a good question about the 24 scales. Our adventure packs, they do come in a 400 milliamp for the SX24s and an 1100 milliamp, which we kind of just did because we can. I really like long trail runs. I'm from California, I don't like being on a time limit. I like to go out and just, whether it's a 24 scale or a 6 scale, SDX6, I'll be out there forever. I run a 15,000 milliamp in my SDX6 and an 1100 in my SDX24. But that battery will also work with a connector change with your the new Traxxas, the 18 scale. And it'll fit in the Bronco, no problem. I have run it, and I can't even tell you how long it runs because I've never run out of battery.
right. She said yes, exactly.
Yeah,
She said, "That's unbelievable."
yeah, it's crazy, huh? I brought my 10 scale person right here, so
Now with batteries, years ago we always were told run 3 cycles to get it to where it's getting a full performance. With what I'm doing this year, going out basically every Sunday logging 5 miles.
Yes.
My venture packs 4300 3S's. What are they, about 8-9 months old? They're still growing. They can't be expanding, but I'm going further and further basically every trip with it. I mean, some of it my truck's breaking in and grease, everything's getting worked in, it's rolling smoother. But I mean, I'm up 4.75 miles any pack when I go out. I mean, yesterday I did 5 miles on the nose and I did not change the battery at all.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's part of, we like to use high quality materials in all of the packs that we put out for Gen Z's. Batteries especially, it's definitely that you get what you pay for kind of thing. So we know that there's batteries that you can get 10 for $10 on Amazon, and they look and smell like ours, but then you put them in your car and they might not necessarily perform like ours. And it is a quality issue. It is something that we take pride in, is that we only use top grade materials that come out of our factory for those. So we do have kind of a grading scale. It's kind of like beef, right? So beef has, you have A5 Wagyus, and that's, but then you have like your IHOP steak that might not necessarily be in a Wagyu level. It'll do the job. You'll feel good, and you're like, oh, that was a pretty decent steak. But then you have a Wagyu and you're like, never mind that was nothing. It's the same idea, you know, and we like to say we only have the A5 Wagyu cells in the world. So that's what we really try to use in all of our packs. And it shows, like you said.
I see here also, Eric, you guys have the man, those jump starters for it's crazy. Hey, we do this every time we go to the outdoors, right? You never know. You may need one, right? There's a bunch of stuff out here that I've seen, bro. That's cool, bro.
Yeah, and that's something that we're a battery manufacturer. We have our parent company, which is, you know, the one that signs all of our checks and does that. And then we have it's similar to like your Horizon, right? Horizon owns Low C, Horizon owns Axial, and so it's kind of different strokes for different folks. And we operate the same way. So we have our Gens Ace, which is our our surface car and a lot of air stuff, more airplanes. And then we have Tattoo, which is drones. And then we actually have Loki Thor, which is a brand that we use specifically for the automotive world. And that one is, again, it's battery solutions, but we do jump starters and jump starter solutions. So pretty much we like to take, you know, jump starters and make them add more utility to them. So, you know, everybody should have a jump starter in their car. Everybody has had at least one time when their batteries died or this and that has happened. But not everybody thinks it's like I don't need it. I'll buy it later, and then when they need it is when they go, oh, I should have bought that. And so we try to kind of take that away from that and add parts to these jump starters that make you kind of go, actually, I do need that now. So we've gone as far as adding. We have jump starters by themselves, which are, you know, they're lithium. I have a truck that's been sitting out in my front yard for I think a year and a half now, and I have to move it every once in a while. And every time I go out there, it's a 20-year-old truck, so it is dead every time. And that V8 sounds like just the day I bought that truck, and lines right up, no problem. And we have ones that have air compressors to fill your tires. You know, we've all woken up and had at least a flat tire, so it'll, you know, get you to where you need to go. We have ones that have a water pump in them, which are one of my favorite ones because you can use it to wash your car. You can use it. I use it on the. There you go. I use it on the boat. So when my father-in-law go fishing, you know, we can clean fish with it. We can clean the deck, any blood, anything like that. I actually have used it as a camp shower. It works great as a shower. It's one like I said, this is probably one of my favorite products that we've ever come out with. And I need to get more for myself. And I know my father-in-law is like, when are you bringing you're bringing that? Because it has everything. It has a jump starter, air inflator. It has the water feature. So like I said, it has the hose, and all you need is I use a 5-gallon bucket. I just get some water and then just put the thing in there, and it just I can take a shower. You know, I think we've gotten, you know, camp showers. You know, they're not quite military showers, but they're pretty quick, right? And so, you know, as long as you're smart with your water, I you know, lather, and then I rinse it all off, and I'm nice and fresh, so that people come up and hug me, man. I don't want to stink at these events, so I do my best not to. And Loki Thor's got me covered.
Baby wipe.
It sounds like it sounds like he's submitting to like come hang out with us at in an RV or something. It sounds like he's trying to get in there.
So
I take a really quick shower.
Let me know.
let's be clear. We don't hose each other down.
Exactly.
It's self-service.
Not yet.
only.
Get it straight.
Not
Get
yet.
it right. Get it right.
Yeah, and so that line's one that we're constantly developing. We actually have a lot of cool stuff in the works. A lot of stuff that crosses over into RC. A lot of stuff that like it works with your RV. Something that's a little innovative, a little bit out of the box, but I haven't found anybody on the market that does something like this. We're really proud of it. But we'll have something that is specifically for your RV that will, you know, get you out of some tricky situations if needed. And we'll do it in I say cost effective, but nothing with RVs is necessarily cheap. But relative to everything else on the market, it's going to be pretty cost effective. And there's just a lot of cool stuff coming from that brand as well. So if you don't already, follow Loki Thor. It's spelled Loki Thor, you know, power, electricity, and thunder.
I would say that battery.
Some people don't get that.
The battery charger looks cool. Jeremy bailed me out I'm not a believer. I've needed them a couple times, but he's laughing already. We use the 3S battery and some wire, and it started my Hemi. It better than my battery in my truck did actually, but
Yeah.
don't do
Yeah,
that.
and I mean,
But
yeah, and that's pretty much what they are. You know, they're just batteries inside. But you know, that's what makes ours a little bit different is so we have battery management systems in there, so it kind of regulates the voltage. It'll be a little bit safer for your car. There's cross polarity protection, so you can't plug it in backwards and you give yourself the home alone electricity X-ray. But it's got all the safety features, and we even have what we call our force start mode. So pretty much when you plug it in, it'll detect the voltage of your battery. So if the battery's just kind of dead, it'll still kind of read it and it'll quickly just bump up to over 12 volts. But if it's dead, like you left it out there for a year, you could plug it in, engage force start mode, and it changes the current to direct current. So it's just 12 volts straight to the battery, and give it a couple seconds and that thing will crank right up.
I love it right here. Some of the guys got to do a shout out in a minute. But going back to that, what you said, Eric, I love this stuff. Me personally, right? This jump starter, all that stuff. I don't get out that much, so my wife is the one using the truck. I like to have all this stuff. God forbid something happen, she can take care of herself. She don't have to wait for nobody. Depend on nobody. She knows how to use it, and man, let's go. So this is for me. This is a must have, and I do it always on my cars.
Definitely. And it goes back to what I said earlier of myself putting myself in, other people's shoes when we design these kind of products. These products were designed to be easy to use, right? So I can use it. I'd like to say I have some experience with cars. I've built my own cars. I've, raced full size cars. I've done whatever. So I know my way fairly well around an engine, but my wife can use it. Right. So if my wife is out and she's stuck and she gives me a call saying, babe, I'm stuck on the side of the road. And what are you laughing at? Babe, I'm stuck on the side of the road. I need to do, this and that. She can go in, boom, plug it in. And by the time I get there, her tire's already inflated. I just go and check it to make sure I don't have to patch it or anything. And we're good to go, and it's nice and easy for her. I feel confident with like my mom using it, and my mom barely knows how to use her cell phone. But she can use one. She actually went and got one for Christmas. So it's, everybody in the family can use it pretty safely. Obviously, if you're under 18, have, adult supervision, but
Yep.
it's fairly simple to use, fairly easy to use.
Oh, so some of our adults here in Operation eventually need supervision.
Oh, I say that all the time. I yell at, I need an adult. I have my adult right there, and she's. I always like I said last week. I say my wife has 2 kids, and one of them's a big old 30-year-old Guatemalan.
I eat Doritos when I'm not supervised.
Right. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. You shout out. It was an event this past weekend, Crawlers and Coffee. They always do this every now and then, right? I don't know how often they do it, a few months or every 2 months or whatever, monthly. Huge shout out to all of them. We have some of our reps out there. I'm trying to show the pictures. Alonso, I know you're listening, bro. Email them to me so I could show them. My Android is allergic to iPhone, so when you send me the pictures, they don't look right. They don't look right. But yeah, I want to show that. Huge shout out to them. I like the nice pictures right here. There with Alonso, Jared was there, Juan Lacos RC, and his lovely wife. I see there. I see there. Reach Line out there as well. So that's awesome and good to see the guys out there having fun. So Alonso, you're listening to me? Can you please email them to me so I could show everybody here? Well, maybe I can. I think
Yeah, man, that's an event that I've been wanting to get out to forever. It's not that far from me. I think it's a 5-hour drive, and I just every time that it is, it just happens to coincide with something that I'm like, I think the winter one, I had like my sister's like big end of the year soccer tournament. This last one was, I had my, little one was sick in the home opener. So I'm trying to next one, I'm just gonna keep my 3 months from now, the whole month open and just try to go out there and make it because it looks like a lot of fun out there.
That event, they getting bigger and bigger. All the stuff that they've been doing,
Mhm.
all the people that are supporting that event is awesome. What they doing out there, man. It just incredible, and I love those guys out there. Can't wait to go see them. I'm trying to see if I can some of the stuff. Guys, if we miss any more questions, feel free to post them here on the chat, or you guys here on the panel. Feel free to more questions for Eric. Let me see. Trying to see I can download this picture real quick.
I'm saying
Oh.
I got a little project I'm working on, Eric, and maybe you can tell me abandon ship or keep going. So I run Spectrum Rugged Remote, powered of the double A's. Your 6.6 volt 2300
Mhm.
safe. I know it's not going to have the cutoff. I got to watch the voltage.
Yeah, so that's something that the Spectrum radios is something that I've gotten a lot of questions about. We do make transmitter packs for Futaba,
Right.
the Sandwar radios. Yeah, the biggest thing is going to be the battery cutoff.
Right.
The voltage seems to be safe if you use the life pack. But officially, I would say just be careful with I wouldn't recommend it because there's no cutoff, but we're all grown adults that can kind of read and know. So yeah, it's just a voltage cutoff thing and not killing your battery. And I don't think I don't believe it'll damage your radio if it's just the battery pack will get too low. And you don't want to drain battery packs too low because that can cause some safety issues too. So
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
the Rugged doesn't have the adjustable battery source the way that the DX5
The
Pro
Pros.
does.
Yeah.
So,
I was just thinking for the 12-hour with that, so we don't change back.
yeah.
It's a little project I was going to try to do.
well, keep me updated on that if we can
Okay.
figure something out. I mean, I'm always that's my job.
Yeah, I think the
is to try and
Rugged's
get
the
something to
only
figure out.
one that doesn't have a plug. Where that's where I said I got to
Right.
solder a plug into it, cut
Yeah.
the leads to the battery pack itself in the remote, and just solder in a little JST and rock and roll.
Here real quick. I want to show here something real quick. Able to get the pictures, guys. Going back to what we talk about. Huge shout out to Crawlers and Coffee. You guys see the pics right here?
Yeah.
Perfect. Some of the rigs out there, we're having fun. We got Alonso here, Papa Alonso, and Richline, first responders and
Hey.
probably veterans in the house. Brother Alan, he was there with his wife, I believe. Malacos, I see Russell. We got Jared. We got Captain Jared. We got the captain and Detective Anderson in the chat. So that's awesome. Sick location, guys. And again, they are there in Apple Valley area. That's a sick location to crawl, right, Eric? That's where they're crawling by the fire, man. They're just crazy crawling out there.
Yeah, man. I want to just go to that just as myself. It's hard to go to an event now without being Eric from Gen's Ace, but that's one that I kind of just want to go to and just enjoy it. But it doesn't always work out that way.
Hopefully you can plan one of these events that you could do something out there with our guys there. They'll help you out there as well, Eric.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me see here. Eric says that our brothers from South Florida, RC Crowley said, come down to Miami. Definitely, bro. You got to come. They have some nice setups out there down south.
Yeah, I know there was a possibility of me going to Miami at the end of the month, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But Miami is it's on my bucket list to go to. It's my people out there. So I had a good time with the Rocco 4x4 guys, and it's
Yes.
so I'm waiting for him to get back from Honduras because I know he was driving there and back, and so I don't know if he's driving back, but that's not a fast drive.
Yeah. They have that's we've been there in that shop. It's crazy the stuff that they do out there in that shop. And right behind it, they have that crawler course. they have in the back of that shop, bro. So there's some nice good people out there. Good people out there. Can't wait to go back. So I think you will have fun if you are able to go out there. You're gonna have fun, bro.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
and I'm a beach bum, so Miami seems like it's my kind of place. So it's I've surfed all up and down the Pacific Ocean. I want to try the Atlantic now.
If you come this way, let me know, bro. We gotta make it there. Take a few of our guys out there. They said
Oh yeah, I'm
definitely.
putting you on a surfboard, bro.
Oh man, jeez.
Don't go surfing in my area on the coast. It's trash.
Yeah, especially you want to
I
go
was gonna
here.
say, yeah,
I'm
I've seen the Upper East Coast.
Yeah. Like surfing the Hudson.
Yeah,
you come out glowing green and all that stuff with
I was
3
gonna say
eyes.
I shouldn't be the same color as the water.
It's awesome. All right, there, bro. Definitely that. And let me see. Man, we're getting close to that time. We got about 20 more minutes, guys. 20 more minutes. Any more questions that we have for Eric from Gen Sage? Feel free, guys, to post here on the chat here, guys on the panel. Eric, what can any? I know you said there's a lot of some stuff that's coming out that you cannot talk about, but maybe something. What do you, where do you see Gen Sage in the next 2 years? What is your guys' plan and to do in a hobby?
One of the biggest things for us is just kind of spreading a little bit more towards the East Coast. I think with us being here in California, and I think we got to the point where we're a little bit complacent in the sense of like we're in one of the RC meccas here. There's everything you can do in RC, you can do it here. We have beautiful tracks, we have beautiful things, but there's so much left in the rest of the US to explore that I really, my boss and I have talked about literally just going out, flying out to like Miami, shipping out a whole bunch of stuff, renting a van, and just driving up the coast for a couple weeks. The John Schultz style, and
Oh yeah,
just getting out there and meeting more people and getting more people to know that we're here, we're supporting the hobby, and just getting more face time with people. I think that's something that we've been missing in the last couple of years. So that's something that's my goal, especially for this year. Is just try to get out there. That's why I'm out at USTE. That's why I wanted to get out to Beat the Creek for all my race guys. I tried to make Alabama's manufacturer shootout, but that one was rough. So I'm trying to get out to more events on the East Coast. And if you have an event that's a pretty decent one, send it my way, and I'll do my best to get it on my schedule. Our schedule is pretty full for the year, but if the event is worth it and it's something that people feel passionate about, that will be a good one for us to go to, then I'll see what I can do.
definitely. We gotta get you some of this event that we have here in the East Coast. I got a few of our veterans texting me already. They're trying to they're trying to take Eric to surf. He said, I'll take him surfing in Cocoa Beach. Some of
Just
the
let me
best.
know.
Bro,
I'm always down for a good time.
you gotta come this way, Eric. And some good food out there as well too in Cocoa Beach too. So
Hey, and that's all you got to say to me. Me and my brother Oscar, my brother Jeff. If you got good tacos and good Mexican food, just even the local food, I'll try whatever. I'm down for a good time. I do not discriminate when it comes to food, just as long as it tastes good.
there's a nice seafood restaurant that goes all the way into the water there, a pier out there in Cocoa Beach. Actually, we took Jesse and the family out there, and Obi as well. I think we took
We
Obi
went
there,
literally a year ago this week.
right? You said something, Obi? It's cold.
Yeah, I was getting a call, but but yeah, I went to that restaurant. We went there once.
Good.
I got pictures and stuff. Yeah,
Is that where you're going next week?
That's where we're going next week.
I'll be there. Yeah, I am gonna go there next week. Actually, on the 14th, I'll be there. Oh wait, you're gonna be gone. Dang it.
Yeah, that's why I did it on purpose.
Anybody else from Florida? Let me know. I'm gonna be down there hanging out for a bit.
Make sure. Hey, I'm gonna give you a packing list. Make sure
Appreciate
to pack
it.
some shorts, flip flops, t-shirts, guy. No, clothing and gear here. Okay.
Flannel boots and his knee-high boots first day at USTE.
You can't spray paint. What a
You say, oh
Crocs.
my God, it's hot. Man, you got them Paul Bunyan looking boots, man.
Yeah, man. I
It
feel
was
it.
the
I
lightest
struggle
thing I
so
had.
much. I struggle so much with the weather leaving California, especially because people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're from California. You're used to sunny." No, like we're like here. We're in the Monterey Bay. It's like it's fog, you know. And this is a military thing. If you know the base, there's a base built in Monterey, Fort Ord, which was built there specifically because the fog settles in that little cove. And so we're used to board shorts, a tank top, but you got a hoodie over it. And that's how you know what I mean. And I got my Vans on or my slides, and that's how I showed up to USC. Everybody looked at me like I was weird because I had, like I said, I had my shorts on, but I had a hoodie on. I was so comfortable, and then it just got humid and sticky, and I was like, oh man, like I felt like I was melting sometimes. And then it got cold, but
And
then
then
it
it
was hot
rained.
and it was raining, and I just
When
Hey,
did
I
it
went
get
through a
humid?
whirlwind of
Those
temperatures,
are
and it
called hot
just
flashes. Hey, bro, those are called hot flashes, bro.
I'm too young to
I
be having
remember
hot
being-
flashes, man.
Hey, Eric, you don't know that we control the weather in the military? We do that.
Bum bum bum.
Oh, snap. I'm gonna stop it there.
You do need to do that.
We control the hurricanes and stuff. It's crazy. Man, telling you right now. Let me see here. If I missed anything here from the guys. Well, I think that's it. Oh my goodness. What else? What else we have, guys? I think I'm forgetting something, man. Oh, you shout out to Harbor Freight, man. Send us some stuff for Operation 11 Charlie, some gift cards here. Harbor Freight, so sponsoring Operation 11 Charlie. So this is awesome. So it said Harbor Freight, one of our core values, giving back to the great community where we live, work, and serve. We respect and with respect and humility, we strive to support and to strengthen community. This is awesome. And then say thank you for what you guys do for the community. So huge shout out to them, man. For that.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's
So-
pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome because I know when we get events and stuff, we pretty much depend on our volunteers to kind of bring in generators and tables, and it's all pretty much our volunteer stuff. So we don't have much stuff, but this is definitely going to help and make it
Definitely.
easier for us to get out there.
Definitely,
There you
we'll
go.
set there always, especially when we set up all this that we have, our canopy, all this stuff that when we set up our campground, is all the veterans and everybody from the Operation Living Charlie bringing some stuff. I bring the generator, we bring tables, or we bring the chairs, all that stuff. And that's how we would get all that stuff going on. So definitely. So it's
Huge
awesome that we're
thanks.
gonna be able to get some of this stuff. So thank you so much for Harbor Freight. I believe, did I mention earlier about True North? I'm always forgetting True North.
did,
Thank
yeah.
you. I did. So thank you so much for the awesome support out there. I will always give to Operation 11 Charlie. I'm trying to see if here are my notes. I'm forgetting anybody else. I think that's it, guys. So I think we should start saying our goodbye pretty soon. Did we mention all the?
Who we got next week?
Oh, let me check the calendar. Let me check the calendar. Somebody call March Madness. We have all next week. Who we have? Oh, we got Trevor Rochford next Monday, right? Yes, the 13th. We got Trevor. So let's talk, right? It's awesome. That's another event, guys, that you guys are don't want to miss this year. I believe is in August, right? If I'm not mistaken, is in August. So I know we will have some of our veterans there always representing. I know Sean is in the area. You gotta let Jeff know because that's close to Jeff. I think Jeff is in Connecticut. So
He drove 17 hours, so really
right, he drove 17 hours. He was like 1 hour.
Everything's close for Jeff.
everything's close.
It's too close. It's too close. Hey, that's too close for me, Javi. I can't make it. So let me see here. Yeah, guy, we are also preparing for Beat the Creek at the end. Oh, yes. It's gonna be first time for DMH RC. Sean, I'm talking about you see,
He
we're
heard.
talking about Sean, and he just popped in. It's like the boogeyman.
No more coffee.
No more coffee.
Yeah, put it down.
I'll be like, I can't sleep. No wonder, right? So yeah, Beat the Creek is our guys have been there before. Um, um, so for me, this year is gonna be my first time going to Beat the Creek. Now some of our guys are gonna be there. So we're looking forward to that event as well. We have some veterans around that area that we want to bring to that event. So we're
We got-
working on.
We got good stuff for Beat the Creek, raffle wise.
Yes. I
I
can't
gotta
wait.
enter you guys' raffle. I keep
We
just
really do.
I'm always like, I'm this time. I'm hoping, was it Jeff's the one that always win? I'm gonna try and take his title. I'm gonna try and win it
Every-
all.
Next time you see Jeff, you gotta, hey, come here, Jeff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna look at me weird. He's like, "Why are you rubbing on me?" And I'm like, "I just want to rub off some of that luck, man. I need it." I mean, I don't. 'Cause according to my wife, I have too many RCs, but whatever. He still loves me, huh?
That's not a thing.
Just keep a storage unit and don't tell her about it. It
Yeah.
works.
You run out of places
just-
to put RCs, you don't have too many RCs.
Well, and that's probably the best part about working in industry is the fact that no matter what, I just say, "Oh, it's for work," or they sent it to me, and so I have to have this. Oh, I didn't buy it. It's so it's cool. Horizon sends me stuff. Element sends me stuff. So it's so cool.
She's sitting in the same room with you, correct?
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna see this in a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Blink twice if you're in trouble.
Andy from Horizon's probably looking at it like, when did we send him anything?
What are you talking about, Eric? Remember that one time when you gave me that shirt?
He's gonna call me out at the next event. We didn't send you anything. What was?
A big red Tony telling Sean Beetlejuice. Let me see. I think that's it, guys. So we had Trevor next Monday. That's gonna be an awesome show. And yeah, again, we are full for a whole March. I think the first week of April as well. So very happy for that. Again, next weekend, not this weekend coming on, next week, Wet and Wild is out there in Flat Rock. Have you guys never been to that location there? Never been to that location out there in Flat Rock in Georgia, guys. That's an amazing location there to crawl. And our brothers from Georgia Rock Zombie, they do an amazing job in that event, guys. So that is in the Fort Benning area.
I was gonna say, Sean just threw up a question. I think I understand it. Do you guys offer a tester, lipo checker? Does Gen Z's carry one?
Right now, no.
Oh, well,
But
shouldn't have asked that, Sean.
no, that's something that is on the way. That's something I can't say that we're working on. We're just trying to figure out because I like to have an economical version, something that's nice and cheap, everybody can carry. But I don't know if you've seen the lipo checker that I have. I think Javi's seen mine, but I have like a really nice lipo checker that will like balance your cells and do all these things. Which I bought, for myself when I started working here, and I want to have something that kind of has some. I can even charge my phone with it, which is pretty cool as long as the battery's plugged in. So I want to have something kind of on both ends. So we're still working on it, but that is something that we want to have. We want to have all of your battery solutions in one, which is why we have charge leads and all that stuff on our website as well. So
Can I put a
we're getting there to be your one-stop power solution. Stop.
Can I put a request in?
Sure.
Don't make them like the old ones that sound like a smoke detector going off.
Oh, no. So we have talked about lipo alarms, and we might still have something like that, but a little bit different. But no, we'll have an actual lipo checker. So you plug it in, it'll tell you the health of all your cells, and makes it nice and easy. But there are a lot of options out on the market right now. So while we don't have them, feel free to go get one. Just remember, you'll have to buy one everybody who's listening, just go out and buy one when we have ours.
Do you guys have a place that we can send some somebody's in the chat to get some classes on lipos, chargers, all that intensive class that could be there for a month, right? And you guys send him back.
Yeah, you just come to the Gen Z's office. But everybody that works at Gen Z's has to take a full week of battery education. I didn't realize how much went into batteries when I started working here, and I now know more than I'll ever need. But we have a full full walkthrough of all of our factories and what each it's a intensive it's a lot. But send them my way. I'll send them all the videos that I have.
Sean, we're going to Cali, bro. We're going to Cali, Sean.
Can I just get that training? Can I go over there, hang out, and like get all that training and stuff?
Yeah, come on by. Why not? I don't see why not. As long as we get
I'm
a
gonna
good
do it.
enough group.
Watch.
It's gonna be like a timeshare type of deal. You know, at the end of it, you have to buy a couple packs.
Hey, Obi, if you do it wrong enough, you can cook a hot pocket on your charger.
That yeah. That's something I might want to do, just to see if you're right.
If you guys don't know Obi's always hungry, so always.
Yes.
So I'll say this too. If you follow us on TikTok, I think it's Gen Z's USA. If you scroll back far enough, this is before I took over the marketing department. There is a video on what not to do to a battery that you will ever see. Let's just say there's a lot of smoke, a lot of stuff that I would have been like, let's probably not do that. And a hammer. So that I'll say that. And then if you are interested too, we do have a video on our YouTube of Perry, who is our trained professional in the office. We have a battery that is fully dead, 0 voltage on there. Every safety precaution taken, but we do dissect the battery on there, so you can really get an idea of what goes inside your battery, and how they're constructed and how they're made. So he went through and carefully cut it all open, and it was just one that just happened to be. We just said let's do it. So it is on our YouTube. I think I could pin it, so I might go and pin it if people want to go watch it.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Always good to do all that stuff. What not to do. How to take care of that stuff. I think that's another question. You saw that question from Sean, Matt?
Yeah. Their advanced line they have. So he was actually just asked again if you guys have a battery with one built into it.
Yeah. So the advanced battery, we will have. I don't know if I can really say this, but I'll just say it. The idea is to have every line that we have out, like our adventure line, our advanced line, our bashing line, to have that integrated to it at no extra cost. So the idea is if you want to, you can have it, but you don't have to pay extra for the technology, right? So we're building that price into it. So if an adventure 4300 is, I don't know, what is it, $50 right now? You can get one with either the G-Tech or advanced for the same price, and it's your choice. So we're not necessarily force feeding it to you. Obviously, ideally, we want everybody to buy the G-Tech battery because it really does make your life easier. I've gotten to run them. They work so well. It actually kind of freaked me out how good they work because I'm very old school, and I'm like, I don't believe that it's working. And sure enough, it worked. It took a while for me to get convinced. So I know it's going to take a lot of convincing for the RC community to really, take hold of it. But if it was easy, everybody would do it, and I wouldn't have a job. So, that's my job, and that's what I'm here to do. So that's the goal, So, when you guys ask what we want to do in the next couple of years, is bring you guys solutions that it's really your choice. There isn't, make it harder for you to say no.
Yes, yeah. Easier, simpler, and the safest way to do all that stuff. Sean says that you guys must have a camera on his room for all the stuff not to do on the battery.
He's probably
Who
got
told
some
him?
glove box right now.
I bet you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw that video, I was like, no, you guys, literally, it's just our old marketing guy sitting there with a hammer. It's
Go ahead,
interesting
bro.
video.
John, Net Cruiser RC in the house. Welcome, brother. Good to see you. Self-storage balancing for the win. Definitely. And that's what I'm mentioning earlier, especially when we get our guys new to the hobby, right? They never been there, just what all that safety protocols or stuff that you could do, how to do it the right way. That's why we had the videos. Always in contact with those veterans and have any questions on how to use the charger, how to take care of those batteries, how to charge them properly, all that stuff. So I love that. Yes, self-storage, balancing for the win. Definitely, definitely. Welcome, John, brother. Good to see you here, man. I think that's it. Anything else that we want to ask Eric? Eric, anything else you want to mention? We've been posting the website. We've been posting on the chat also the YouTube channel. Go check them out. All the how-to videos from Jens. It says Jens Ace Tattoo.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for me, it's just if you follow us on social media, it's the best way to stay up to date. The more people that follow, the better I look. So that I always appreciate when I get more followers, you know. And our social media, we've really tried to revamp it and kind of make Gen Ace a brand that is kind of that household brand where you know it. So if you follow us on our TikTok, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I put on there. So a lot of like, you know, fun games with our office staff. So you can really see, you know, we're just another company. There's, I think, less than 10 people on our staff here in the US. So, you know, kind of get that feeling like you're with us, you know, taking stuff like kind of like the RC Hangout and just, I don't know, I ask like funny 90s questions and stuff like that and just a little bit more like that family feel to it. Our Instagram's going to have all the cool pictures and our Facebook's going to have more of the information that we post. And YouTube obviously is going to have, you know, some cool stuff on there too.
and
So
also
there's a little bit of everything on all of them.
you guys can follow you guys Gen Ace on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram as well.
Yeah, Gen Z's battery on Instagram. I think that's the only one that's, you know, because they're all kind of made at different times and I'm trying to kind of put them all together. But if you type in Gen Z's, you'll pretty much find us. I know Instagram, we have our Gen Z's and we have a tattoo one, which is all drones, which I don't do because I don't have a cool drone. But yeah.
I see that in Instagram. You guys Gen Ace batteries, all that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
We post that here so people will want to follow you guys also in there. And I think that's it. And we waiting. I think Simon Major says we'll be right back. Meanwhile, we should start saying our goodbyes real quick. And Jake, start with you, brother.
I'm gonna say next time you can just tell me to shut up because I talk too much up here.
Too much, bro. I'm telling you, Jake. We had this conversation every Monday.
I know. I'm
Jake,
just
bro,
always interrupting.
let people talk, bro.
I know. Actually, as we're speaking, I'm pulling a Sean and
Are you?
kind of left one out. Whoops.
Everywhere that Sean goes, even though he's in his office working or his house or his car, with an arm's length, he can grab a lipo somewhere.
I'm usually pretty good. This is not normal for me.
Even Sean has always have a lipo in his pocket. I don't know why, but he always has one, like a keychain.
We'll have to get in the self-storage mode ones. Be safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or he could be like the Smokey Bear or lipos.
Oh, I like that. I like that,
You know,
Jake.
what not to do.
Come up with
I love
something.
it.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks everyone for coming out, and we'll see everyone next Monday. Yes.
Yes, definitely, brother. Yeah, we have Trevor from Lash Stock next Monday. Go ahead, Matt, brother.
Eric, thanks for joining, sharing on the knowledge and the love for the hobby you have. I mean, I met you UST last year. Being involved, it's something I've always appreciated when companies are not just making products, but they're enjoying the hobby right there alongside with us. Thanks everybody in chat for tuning in. Thank you to all those men and women who have served and still are serving. We owe you everything. Everybody have a great week. See you next Monday.
Thank you, my brother. OV.
Hey, thanks for coming. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everything. You know, and no, it's always a pleasure to be here with you guys, and it's a pleasure to be out in the field with you guys, and by you guys I mean like literally everybody from the staff to the volunteers to just the people that come up to the booth. It's just awesome. I love this place. I love these things, and yeah, I hope to see you next week.
Remember, Obi, I'm gonna get you that packing list. Okay, I got it.
Do it.
I got you, homie. I got you.
The key's under his flower bed, Obi.
No, it's under. Well, I'll keep it. But yeah, I know where it is.
Jesse.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. Eric, thank you so much for joining as the Gen Ace rep, as well as one of us. I do love my Gen Ace stuff, by the way. I have the dual charger in here somewhere. Perfect for traveling. And thank you to all of our veterans and your families as well for everything you have done or do for this country. And I hope everybody has a great week.
Thank you so much, Jess. Just to let everybody know, Jess, probably next Monday or the following Monday, she's gonna take care of the show. She's gonna be the host. She's gonna be doing
Woo!
everything, talking. Make sure so make sure to ask a lot of questions.
You need bigger shoes to write all the stuff on her shoes, remember?
Yeah, I need bigger shoes. Yeah, because
Make sure I stay quiet.
I'm running out of room on my shoes.
Yes.
Gotta keep tabs on Jake.
Yeah.
Jeremy, brother.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Be nice to yourself, be nice to each other, and go RC.
Definitely. Well said, brother. Well said. Be nice to each other.
Yeah.
Eric.
I mean, thank you guys for having me on. I know I'm part of the Operation 11 Charlie, but as Gen Ace rep, it does mean a lot to be able to come over here and help you guys as much as you guys are helping us, if not more. I love what you guys are doing. You guys' mission is, like I said, one that's close to my heart. So I like to. I'm blessed to work for a company that definitely takes those things in mind. And when people go out and buy your batteries, I do urge you guys to remember that support the companies that support the hobby, that support your local hobby shops, because that's how we're going to grow. And remember who's out there with you guys. We try to be out there as much as we can, and we understand that there's other options out there. And you guys know me, and Jeremy knows this really well. I don't care what battery you're running. If you're running an Amazon battery because it's what you can afford, we can still be friends. We can still hang out. But hopefully one day, you'll try out Gen Ace and like it. And remember, we're here for the hobby. And my boss, whenever I bring up things like Operation 11 Charlie or Beast Powers or Crawl for a Cure, I don't think I've ever had to say it more than once that I want to participate and support. You yourself, you met Scott, who is a veteran as well. He used to be our U.S. sales manager. He's moved on to bigger and better things now. But this is something that I'm blessed that, one, that I'm in a position where I can help, and two, I'm in a position where the people above me are willing to help. And so, I'm happy to be here. Thank you to everybody, and obviously, thank you to all the men and women that are serving and that have served. I've gotten the pleasure of working very closely with military and their families, and I do understand the dedication and sacrifice that goes into it. So definitely thank you to all of our veterans. Sorry, my daughter was jumping on me.
No worries, brother. Thank you so
yes.
much, Eric. It's just incredible. And like Eric says, you can see Eric, he's very approachable, and the way that what he just says, how I met him, he don't care where you run, what other stuff. It's just a big old family that we are in the RC community. So it's the positive. Those are the people that bring the positivity to the RC community, and that's why we want to embrace our guys.
And it's funny, I try to sneak in little things here and there when I do post. So I don't think I think one person caught it. There's a picture that I posted from my recap post of USCE. There's a picture of me at the Helios booth dropping off some hats on their table, which I thought was really funny. We were getting along with the Helios family as well, and that I always like to say there's enough pie for everybody to get a slice. So I'm not here to hinder anybody's growth. I'm just here to worry about our growth and do what we can, and support the hobby. And I like having a good time. I'm hang out with people that run Power Hobby. I run people that run Helios and all these other companies, Teak and Reedy. John Schultz is one of my greatest people that I've met in this hobby. And you know, he has to run Reedy. So, you know, I can't fault him for those mistakes, but you know, but we still love him, you know. So you run what you want, just as long as you're out there having a good time, as long as you're out there having fun, that's what I care about. And but it's a lot more fun when you're running a Jones Ace, because then you can run all day.
Well said, Eric. Well said. Thank you. Then what else? Anything else, guys, that we forgot to mention? I think that's it, right? Again, next Monday we will have Trevor from Lash Talk. We'll be talking about Lash Talk. Oh, that's another event here in the East Coast, Eric. Just to let you know, brother. That's in August.
The big
Uh,
event.
a big event here. So make sure, Jake, make sure that you don't kill the whole chat.
Hit the right button, Jake.
Yeah.
I'm in charge. What? Who gave me that?
What? Again, thank you, everybody. I'll see you next Monday out there. Be safe, people. Take care. And